On to you Geminis out here. So y'all snuck up on me. And y'all basically gave the most views. And I said that the zodiac sign that gives me the most views, I was actually gonna do that zodiac sign first. It looked to be Aquarius up until you Gemini snuck up on me, snuck up on them more, and you showed your stuff. So I'm gonna do this as the last one for the batch, but I'm gonna make this a good long video for you Geminis, just to show y'all that I do care about y'all. I care about everybody that comes to the channel, shows love, you know what I'm saying, gives back in my own unique way. So a lot of you Geminis, you have the Knight of Cups. For you Geminis, you have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and then you have the Four of Swords. Excuse me. So for you Geminis, a lot of you very much so are, like I said, advancing, putting to sleep a lot more. Hope YouTube don't hit me for saying that, but just ending the things and ending the habits and paying attention more so to your habits that you have to stop. And you're just paying attention to your habits overall and wanting to make sure that you actually have habits that are really going to do you a good and not habits that are going to sabotage you. Because a lot of you Geminis understand that. You can't be out here having terrible habits. A lot of you Geminis have built up a level of wisdom. Not saying that you Geminis are not wise, but I'm saying that your wisdom is developing. It's growing because you're realizing things for the long haul, that you can't hang around certain people, you can't do certain things. You can, not granted, you can do whatever it is that you want. You're adults. But it's not the best thing for you to do that. If you do that, these are the consequences that will come with that. And the consequences outweigh the benefits of doing and having these habits, right? Hanging out with these people, doing these activities, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. I'm not saying that it has to be whatever. I'm just saying whatever it is. And so because of this, a lot of you Geminis realize that certain benefits have actually started to sprout from putting away some of those terrible habits. The Four of Cups, a lot of you Geminis are able to understand people's intentions a lot faster, a lot easier, due to the fact that you're paying attention to what's important, the essence of a thing or a person, as opposed to the niceties, right? The things that they say moralistically and stuff like that, right? It's not about trying to get you Geminis to fall for something. It's about you Geminis paying attention to what is important. And that's how it is that I essentially developed my personality the way that it is, because I'm not worried about the niceties. I'm paying attention to the meaning. I'm paying attention to the actual substance. And the reason why I do that is because the niceties, right? Getting caught up with the niceties, the niceness, how nice a person particularly is, doesn't always, it doesn't always do you a good, because people like to play games, right? Political games. And what I mean when I say that, I'm talking about it like from a popularity contest, but they don't actually mean you any good. Take a look at how many, and I'm not even going to name names, but take a look at how many people on YouTube who don't practice what it is that they preach, right? But then, right, they want their subscribers to be caught up with the stuff that they say, right? Projecting all of their responsibilities onto their subscribers, for instance, right? And I'm just saying in a general sense, right? But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is, now that you're able to understand, right, that the niceties doesn't always necessarily matter. What matters is the substance, right? The actual profoundness of who you are, where you're going, what you're doing, who you're hanging out with. Now you Geminis are starting to almost kind of like be like Scorpio to a certain extent, where a lot of you are beginning to actually understand a person's intentions. You're being able to understand that, like I said, who's a good match for you, who's someone good for you to be in a relationship with. Because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you like this too, right? And see, this is and I'm breaking down a lot of the game for you Geminis, right? And this is why it is that I say that at some point everybody has to understand that you can't just be going around trying to hook up with everybody that you essentially cross paths with. The reason why it is I'm saying that is because, right? The reason why it is that I say that in the first place is because of the fact that not everybody you're going to be able to hang out with from that particular fashion. There are some people that you are going to meet, my dear Geminis, when your life is organizing itself, like I talked about in the last Gemini reading, your life will organize itself from the perspective of some people you're going to see are better off as just friends. And those will be part of the people that you consider to be a part of your family, but you're never going to actually cross that romantic path or cross that romantic barrier with. It's not going to happen. It's like, for instance, an example of what it is I'm saying is like Dominic Toretto from and Fast and Furious films, right? Do you see Dominic Toretto trying to, except for his sister, do you see Dominic Toretto trying to get with all the other, you understand what I'm saying? Like, nah. Why? Because to kind of give an example of the Fast and Furious thing, to keep along with that example, it's understanding who is who, right? Everybody can be, these people who are decent, solid individuals can be a part of your family, but things are starting to organize themselves. So because of the fact that things are organizing themselves, you got to be able to understand you're not supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody you're going to meet romantically. It may even start off romantically and be friends. You have to be able to be okay with that and accept that for what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And when things organize themselves the way like that, that is when things actually make sense with the organization, with organizing, with life organizing itself, because then things start to make sense and you understand, okay, this person is not my significant other. This person isn't. This person is a potential significant other. This person is a potential significant other. Literally family member that I share genetics with. Everything starts to literally organize themselves, as opposed to trying to see everything, trying to force a relationship, right? You know that things aren't working out romantically with them. And one of the some of the indications that things between yourself and another person aren't necessarily supposed to be like that is when the two of you don't have social skills, one or two of you don't have social skills, you don't know how, one or two, the both of you don't have communication, and just the overall value systems. If the two of you cannot even try to get into some of the other things that the other significant other is into, right? They can't even enjoy it. That's how it is that you know that some of the ways that you know that yourself and the other person are not necessarily compatible and built for each other like that. Not saying that you couldn't be if you give it enough of a try, but what I'm trying to say is that that's the hardest type of relationship to actually create, because the two of you do not naturally have a natural affinity or compatibility to one another. So let life organize itself. You know what I mean? Like, some of the people that I've known or whatnot, some of the people that I've tried to get to know, right? I don't rock with them in that way. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I find them to be unattractive, but because their value systems is different than mine. You know, they like the TikTok, you know, Not a problem. They like the TikTok, the TikTok. They like to spend a lot of their time on TikTok. They're always doing battles. So what that says to me about a person is that's their value system. Because I rock with TikTok in the sense that, like, to kind of, when I, you know what I'm saying, when I want to connect with people. It's a la carte, what I want and none of what I don't want, right? And as far as the TikTok shop, to be able to get things at a particular price that I would like. You understand what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't do a whole lot of battles. I don't even have enough followers for that and all that other type of stuff. Like, I'm not really, like, not really, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the people who know me from TikTok, right, who know me, who are familiar with me in that way, right, they know I'm not really, like, I ain't, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, Instagram and like YouTube is more my thing, you know? But so the point that I'm trying to make here is that's how it is that I know, like, I'm not really compatible with them in that sense, like that, not romantically. And the Six of Wands, the reason why I'm saying that is because the Six of Wands and the Queen of Cups, once again, a person is going to make themselves very easy for you Geminis to be able to read, because the formula is simple. They have to actually care about you and want to be in a relationship with you, and there has to be a compatibility. If there's not, if they do not understand that they have to be friends with you Geminis at first, right? They have to get to know you. They have to get to know your mentality, get to know your mind, get to know you, the people to see, places to go, things to do, stuff like that. Then they're probably not a good match, right? And you Geminis understand that if they can't get with certain elements of your life. Now, granted, I'm not saying that you Geminis will stop associating with people. You Geminis may tone down the associating with people, but a lot of you Geminis are probably still gonna associate. Still gonna kick it, still gonna hang out. You may not hang out like that the way that you used to when you're single. But if a person doesn't understand these things, hey, you're a social butterfly. Some of you Geminis can be in the house. Congratulations, amazing job for you. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm saying it from a perspective of you are unique in that regard. Then again, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Then you're not forcing it. You Geminis are not, this is not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not handcuffing anybody. This is not a handcuff. You Geminis are not looking to make people feel restricted at all. If they don't want to hang out with you, they don't have to. If the two of you don't have the similar value systems, that's okay. That's okay. The Nine of Wands and the Page of Pentacles right here represents, but to some people, currently right now, I'm seeing, for some of you, for a lot of you, you Geminis just look so good to the point where the person doesn't want to let go, right? I'm talking about a new face, a new person that you Geminis may not necessarily be speaking to because you're not compatible with them. They're still trying to hold on to you because you just look so good and they just want you so much. And it's like, but see, this is what I'm trying to say though. And this is one of the things that you Geminis probably understand. Your life is organizing itself because of the wise decisions that you're making. And it's like you Geminis are looking at it like, okay, does this person like you because they're willing to actually try some of your interests and get into some of your interests, and they care about you, right? They actually care about what you need mentally and romantically to be in a relationship? Or are they looking at it like, okay, I'm saying you just look so good and your mentality and stuff like this? Because I ain't even gonna lie, even that on itself is attractive. I know plenty of Geminis, and I would rock a couple of Geminis' world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at some of the Geminis and I'm like, I'm looking at them and we getting along and we compatible a little bit, and I'm just like, oh wow. I'm like, I got that Pisces ascendant. For all those people who don't know what Pisces is the nymph. You know what I mean? The nymph, the person that enjoys that romantic fun, right? That everyone enjoys it to a certain extent, but really likes it. You understand what I'm saying? They have an affinity for it. It's almost like, oh my gosh. So when I be hanging around a Gemini that I'm compatible with, I'm like, mommy. Because I'm like, I would do some. Anyway. Anyway. We ain't even, stay out of my mind. Anyway. Stay out of my head. Anyway. So let's clarify the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands represents a few people that's still kind of holding on, even though you're letting them fall by the wayside, right? You're just not giving them attention anymore because you understand that things are not compatible with you. Or this could also mean that you're still giving them attention, but you've made it clear that the two of you are just not compatible. So you would still like to have them as a friend and for them not to take it personally. Because that's another element too, right? Real quick. It's a lot of people take that type of stuff personally. They look at it like, well, if you're not into me romantically, and it's like, it's like, yo, like somebody, like for real, some of these people in these zodiac signs, no matter what zodiac sign you are, you gotta not take that personally. You can't. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes a person has all types of stuff going on in their life, and you trying to force that. That's not a relationship that works. So to clarify the Nine of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Knight of Wands, the Lovers, which is Gemini, the Nine of Wands. So it's the Knight of Wands, Lovers, Nine of Wands, and then the Four of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Wands, the Lovers, you're just trying to be honest with the people that you're interacting with, that their value system is just different from yours. And that if they're going to be in a relationship with you, your value system, some of the things that your value system has will change because a few more things will be added on to it. And their value systems will change because of what you like to do, right? I may not like what are some of the things that having a girlfriend would have, right? Or a wife or a lady would have. I may not like, I don't know, collecting like them little chibi heads. I don't know. I'm just like pulling something out. But like, I may not like collecting those chibi heads. You understand what I'm saying? But I may know that you Geminis or whoever I get with likes those chibi heads. So I may go to the store whenever it is that I see one and get a chibi head and then give it to my significant other. Even if I don't particularly like it, it's something that I'm still second-handedly getting myself into, kind of slowly but surely introducing myself into it because my significant other likes it, right? So if a person is truly unwilling to be like, nah, I don't want to do that, you dig what I'm saying? The value systems is too different. The value systems you must share a value system in order to be in a relationship. That's how you end up being in a relationship. That's how people come together. The value systems are a lot alike. So the nine of Wands and the Four of Swords represents, and I just see a lot of you Geminis just looking for that type of person where the value systems are a lot alike. They like to socialize. They're complicated because Gemini is a lot like Virgo in the sense that you're complicated, but a lot of you are very simple to understand. A lot of you Geminis are sarcastic. You make jokes to kind of laugh at yourself, to keep yourself humorous. You know what I'm saying? From your own discomfort, from your own shortcomings, right? And your pain and things that may not have necessarily worked for you. A lot of you Geminis come off as shallow for some reason. You like to come off as shallow, but that's not necessarily really the case. It's more so in the sense of, I don't know why you Geminis like doing it, but you like to come off shallow. You like to get people to think of you as not being intelligent, not being someone that is meant to be taken seriously. I don't know why, but then the person comes to find out, and then you are more serious. But there's a whole lot more that comes with that too. So other than that, that's pretty much it. A person has to be able to understand that. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos. And leaving a comment does help. Really appreciate it. And I want more of you Geminis to come through and get a reading from me. That way so I can keep the channel up, because it does help. Appreciate you. Peace.